慢慢的呼出来。Sadashiva Samaranbha Shankaracharya Mantma Asmashi Guru Bhayantam Vande Guru Paramparam Apavita Pavitova Sarvavastam Gatopiva Yasmari Pundari Kasham Savahya Pyangdala Shuchihi Avahanam Nadayanam Pamapavan Vasishtam Shaktim Chataputa Parasharincha Vyasang Shugango Dabadang Mahadang Govinda Yogim Damatasi Shisham Shishangarachaya Matasya Pamapadancha Hastang Maragancha Shisham Dangdo Dagomba Digagalamanya Asma Guru Sang Tadamana Dusmi Shruti Smrti Purananan Adayam Karunadayam Namami Bhagavagadam Shankara Ruka Shankara Shankara Shankaracharya Keshavam Vadalayanyam Sudabhasho Kato Vande Bhagavanto Puna Punaha Yattvare Nikila Nirbhingpa Padesha Setting Vitate Nishan Shri Mashila Setang Jagaguru Padang Natwa Matutingata Luka Nyana Payuta Padnaturan Shishangalan Shangmadang Pavanadang Sarasvati Guruvaran Tyaya Michuti Mayan Avahanam Samapayami Shri Guru Chamakamepyo Namaha Asanang Samapayami Shri Guru Chamakamepyo Namaha Snanan Samapayami Shri Guru Chamakamepyo Namaha Vastang Samapayami Shri Guru Chamakamepyo Namaha Chandanang Samapayami Shri Guru Chamakamepyo Namaha Ashadam Samapayami Shri Guru Chamakamepyo Namaha Pushpan Samapayami Shri Guru Chamakamepyo Namaha Rupan Samapayami Shri Guru Chamakamepyo Namaha Vipan Samapayami Shri Guru Chamakamepyo Namaha Achamniyang Samapayami Shri Guru Chamakamepyo Namaha Naivedyang Samapayami Shri Guru Chamakamepyo Namaha Achamniyang Samapayami Shri Guru Chamakamepyo Namaha Dangburan Samapayami Shri Guru Chamakamepyo Namaha Shifalang Samapayami Shri Guru Chamakamepyo Namaha Aratikyam Kapura Gaurang Karunavadaram Sansara Saram Pujagindaharam Sadava Sandam Hindayara Vinde Pavang Pavani Sahitang Namami Aratikyam Samapayami Shri Guru Chamakamepyo Namaha Achamniyang Samapayami Shri Guru Chamakamepyo Namaha Pushpanjali Guru Brahma Guru Vishnu Guru Devo Maheshwara Guru Sasha Palang Brahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Akadam Madala Kalan Yapatang Yenachala Chalan Tapadan Tashitan Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Pushpanjali Samapayami. Shri Shri Guru Chana Kamlepyo Namaha. 让我们带着尊敬的心、感恩的心，开始今天我们阿育吠陀疗愈师一阶第2天的学习。
ना एक एक पटी ते आइडियल वेरिएंट पड़ा है समूची it's I don't know it's very strong variant एक एक फुल गरा इलाकल नवा but भारी weak मतलब the weakest of variant एक दोन these fever and they are all okay but there have been some variants in some houses
Dr. Manoj.
रागादिरोगान् सततान् शुक्तान् अशेषकाय प्रसृतान् अशेषान् औत्सुक्यमोह अरतितान् जघान यो अपूर्ववैद्याय नमोऽस्तु तस्मै सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः Good evening, all of.
Can you unmute? Unmute, Dr. Manoj. Okay.
Namaste. Most welcome to our Ayurveda study session.
非常欢迎大家来到我们今天的阿育吠陀的课程。
I thank all of you to be here for learning this ancient wisdom which helps us to make us a better being and to live our life full.
我欢迎大家来参加我们阿育吠陀的学习，让你的生命更加的充满幸福感跟圆满。
I thank you in the name of one of the ancient health science in the world.
那我是以那个so sorry, could you repeat again?
I thank all of you for being here in the name of one of the ancient health sciences in the world.
我在这里代表这个最古老的一个生命的科学来向大家表示感谢。
Today we are into the second day of our program, and in today's session we deals with Vyadik Shamatva, or one of the most important part of Ayurvedic studies, that is the immunity.
那今天呢是我们课程的第2天呢，我们今天第2天的一个主题呢是阿育吠陀里非常重要的一个主题，是关于免疫力的主题。
So before going into our main today's subject, we will have a recap from tomorrow.
那在我们开始今天的主题之前呢，让我们先对昨天的一个学习进行一个复习。
So yesterday we have seen about the history of Ayurveda, how the science evolved, who is the founder or who all are getting involved in developing the sciences of Ayurveda.
那昨天呢，我们学习了一个阿育吠陀的一个起源与历史，我们学习了这个阿育吠陀的一个鼻祖等等的一些知识。
So we have seen that there is no founder for Ayurveda. It is coexisting along with the life originated.
那我们昨天也提到了，没有所谓的一个真正的一个是谁创立这个阿育吠陀的，它是跟我们人类的一个演化与发展，它是一起发展的。
Many great scientists or rishis contributed to develop these sciences, the science of Ayurveda from all across the world.
那我们来自全世界各地的一些先贤圣人，他们都为这个阿育吠陀的发展做出了自己的贡献。
Many great thinkers or scientists, or we call the rishis, even from China, we have seen in the history who came across in developing some branches or some knowledge in Ayurveda.
甚至说呢，一些科学家、一些圣人，甚至说，来自中国的一些人、一些圣人，他们在过去呢，他也曾经来到了这个印度，他对阿育吠陀的发展也做了一些贡献。
So when the human beings started village life or colonization, when they started living in farms and started doing agriculture, they started accumulating of food and eating more than what they need. That is the time the people started getting more and more diseases.
那从这个人们开始进行了群居生活，包括住在一个部落啊，村子里呀，到了一个农业社会的发展，人们就开始这个囤积食物，他们自己其实摄取的食物，他们吃的食物比他们需要的更多，那慢慢的就疾病开始产生了。
Then we have seen why we have to learn the science of Ayurveda. What is the importance of learning Ayurveda?
然后呢，我们昨天也讲到了，就为什么我们要学习阿育吠陀。
And we have seen the most important aspect or the objectives of Ayurveda is to live our life fully and happily.
那我们昨天也讲到了这个阿育吠陀的一个目标呢，它是让人们可以活得更加的一个有幸福感跟圆满。
So we have 4 main pursuits to achieve in our life, like dharma, artha, kama, and moksha.
那在我们生命中呢，有4个主要的目标，我们昨天有提到了。
So dharma means the righteous action.
Dharma 就是说我们的使命跟职责。
Artha is the wealth, physical, financial, knowledge, all comes under this second aspect, that is artha.
第二方面 ，Arthur 就是讲我们的财富。
Then kama, enjoying the worldly pleasures, all the sensual pleasures we have to enjoy in this world.
那第3个 Karma 就指的是就是我们世俗的一个享乐跟喜悦。
Then the 4th one is moksha, that is handing over. We have to give back. We have to liberate. We have to release what all we have acquired and go to the next generation.
就是说我们要获得自由，所以我们要将我们所有的要传承给我们的下一代。
To achieve all these pursuits, we need the basic things. What we need is health and happiness.
那为了说达成这些目标呢，我们要建立在我们的一个健康和快乐的基础之上。
And to achieve it, Ayurveda says 2 main things. That is, maintain the health of a healthy person, and the second is to prevent the development of disease and also to come out from disease and to rejuvenate the body.
那就是说，为了达成这些目标呢，阿育吠陀的话，它从2个方面来说，一个就是说我们要维持我们的健康，那另外一个方面呢，就是说要预防我们的疾病的产生，能够从我们疾病当中恢复。
And then we have seen the basic principles of Ayurveda.
那然后的话，我们讲了我们 IFIT 的一个基本的概念，还有原则。
We have seen the 5 element principles, that is the earth, the water, the fire, the air, and the space.
那然后呢，我们讲到了一个最基本的5大元素。这个宇宙有5大元素构成，分别是土元素、空间、风元素、水元素跟火元素。
Then these 5 elements in the nature join together, compress together to form the 3 basic life force energy called Tridosha, Vata, Pitta, and Kapha.
那这5种自然的在宇宙的5大元素，然后相互结合，形成了我们的3股的生命能量。这3股的生命能量叫做Vata 风、Pitta 火、Kapha 土。
Then these doshas are joining at the time of the male sperm and female ovum united inside the womb to form a new life.
那这个我们的生命能量的形成，就是在我们这个精子跟卵子在那个母体里边，就是受精那一刻，就形成胚胎那一刻，就已经形成了，然后它保持不变。
Then when it united, it forms a particular ratio, and that is called Prakriti of that particular person.
那当这个精子跟卵子结合那一刻的当下的你这个新的生命，它的一个身体的能量的一个比例，就是3股生命能量的比例，就叫做我们的体质。
And that is called the innate nature or Prakriti, which will remain the same throughout their lifespan.
这个就是其实是你与生俱来的一个体质，然后它会伴随你的一生。
Then we have seen the different types of Prakriti, the Vata, the Pitta, and Kapha, and its speciality, their physical, mental, emotional characteristics, everything we have seen.
那之后我们又详细来跟大家讲了一下关于这不同的3种体质的一个特征，然后从身体层面，然后还从我们的一个精神层面，还有能量层面。
Then we have seen the mental Prakriti and emotional Prakriti based on the 3 qualities, Sattva, Rajas, and Tamas. They are known as Manogunas.
就是之后我们也具体讲到了关于这个心智跟精神层面的一个3个属性，就是一个 Sattva 悦性、Rajas 变性跟 Tamas 惰性。
Then we have seen about the dhadus and how the body is evolved from the doshas. The doshas combined together structurally and functionally form different tissues in our body. There are mainly 7 tissues.
然后呢，我们又讲到就是这个生命能量呢，它又就组合在一块儿，那形成了我们身体的7大组织，叫他度。
So from 5 elements, these 3 doshas are formed, and from these 3 doshas, the tissues are developing. That is the basic elements by which our body is made of.
那就是这个5大元素，就是它构成了我们的3个属性，然后3个属性又构成了我们的身体的一个7大组织。
So we can see from the top to the inside, from the skin to the rasa, that is the product of the food.
从我们这个皮肤来说，它是由我们这个食物滋养的。
Then it undergo lots of digestion and metabolic changes. Then later, that from the food, the blood is developing.
那之后通过消化、新陈代谢，然后我们的血液产生了。
Then the blood flows through all the different parts of our body. It nourishes and develops new cells and tissues. And the third tissue, that is the muscular tissue that develops in our body.
然后这个血液流到了我们很多的细胞里边、组织里边，然后它形成了这个滋养了我们的一些
The next tissue is nothing but the fan, that is the protection, or that is something like a blanket which covers inside our organs and tissues to give protection or to give a good covering for the tissues.
然后之后的话就是一个关于是脂肪这个组织，它就像一个很厚的毯子一样，包裹着我们所有的一些器官跟一些神经
Then
系统。
comes the bone tissue, the bone which gives the shape and the ability to move. That is the structure, the framework of our body.
然后就是我们一个骨骼了，骨头就是我们身体的一个结构。
Then comes the bone marrow, which is responsible for the development of many immune functions and many parts of our the blood related things, and also it gives the nourishment for the whole body, the bone marrow.
然后就是我们的一个关于骨髓，它的就是说滋养了我们身体的很多的一个系统。
Then finally, the whole dhadus or tissues, the essence of it is called the shukra, the sexual power or sexual energy, which is the final product of the whole dhadus, or we call the essence of dhadus, that is called the shukra, the sexual power or sexual fluid.
那最后一个组织也是非常重要的一个组织，就是我们的一个生殖系统。
Then we will see about the next part, that is the waste products, which develops inside our body due to different metabolic activities and after the digestion of the food. They are called mala.
那下面一个层面，我们讲到了一个叫 mala， 就是排泄物通过新陈代谢等等，然后它排泄出来了。
We have seen main three mala or fecal matter, that is the stool, the urine, and the sweat.
那这三种排泄物主要就是有三个，一个是通过尿液，一个是通过我们的粪便，还有一个是通过我们的汗液排出来。
So now we have to visualize our body in these three levels. That is the dosha, that is the basic functional and structural energy, and dhatu, which is the main tissues by which our body is developed, and finally the waste products which is originating in our body due to the metabolism is called mala.
那就是说这样的话，我们要有一个视觉化的概念，就是一个是三大的一个道下三个能量，就是我们的生命能量。第二个部分是关于我们的七大组织，第三个就是我们的一个排泄物。
When these dosha, dhatu, and mala are in a balance, when they are in equilibrium, if they are functioning properly, along with proper digestive fire, energy, that we will see about that in later classes. But when this is in an equilibrium state, that is called health.
就是当我们的一个三个道下，包括我们的一个7个他度组织，包括还有的我们的玛拉排泄物，这3种都是处于一个很平衡的状态。那另外我们也会明天会讲到一个消化火的概念，这些元素都处于非常平衡的状态，那就是这个就是一个健康的概念。
Along with this physical, we have mental, emotional, and spiritual aspects also.
那除了我们身体层面之后，我们还提到了我们的心智，还有我们的一个精神能量层面。
So to be a healthy and happy person, we have to maintain the balance of the mental, emotional, and spiritual energy also.
就是说呢，你要成为一个健康幸福的人的话，你除了身体之外，你还要保持你的心智、你的情绪、你的一个精神的一个平衡。
So today we are continuing to the next part, which is connected to the previous class, that is immunity. How to maintain the immunity, the health. The basic thing which requires for a human being to be healthy is the immunity power, or we call it vyadhi kshamatva.
那就是我们今天的话题呢，继续昨天的一个内容来讲，是我们一个健康中非常重要的一个话题，也就是我们的一个免疫力。
Can we start the screen sharing?
Yeah.
So here we are seeing what is immunity.
那这里我们看到了什么是免疫力。
So what is the meaning of or the concept of immunity in Ayurveda?
那我们这个是我们阿育吠陀里免疫力的概念又是什么呢？
The first thing is about how we can prevent the body's ability to prevent uh, to any type of diseases which can happen due to an infection from an outside factor or due to the internal changes which happens in our body due to the improper metabolism.
就是说，我们第一个讲到是要，身体有预防疾病的能力，包括预防那些外部的感染导致的一个疾病，以及内部的我们身体内部的因为那个新陈代谢的变化而导致的疾病。
So we can develop two types of diseases as per Ayurveda. One is Nija and another is Aganduja.
那我们阿育吠陀里边它有2种疾病。
So Nija means which is happening within our body due to the improper functioning, improper metabolism, improper digestion, accumulation of toxins, ama. All these things results in reducing the immunity and that can cause diseases.
一种是我们身体内部的一个变化，包括我们的一个新陈代谢的紊乱，我们各种一个脏器功能的一个失调，还有我们身体内的一个毒素的产生。
The second is any external injuries or external attack of a microorganism like virus or fungus or bacteria or something like that, or an injury. It can be a fall, it can be an accident, it can be, somebody is hitting you, or it can be from the words of other people, those who emotionally attack us or mentally attack us. That all comes from outside factors. So they are called Aganduja.
那第2种呢，就是来自于外部的一些因素，比如说你受伤了，比如说你受到了那个细菌的感染、病毒的感染，或者说从那个情绪上来说，从心智层面上说，别人的一些讲的话，他们的一些行为，它也让你获得了一些干扰跟困扰。
If you have a strong immunity, you can resist, you can prevent getting any of these two types of diseases. That is the first aspect of Vyatikshamatva or immunity in Ayurveda.
那如果说你有很强的免疫力的话，你就可以预防，有能力去预防这些内在外在的一些因素的影响。
Then the second part of Michelle, can you see me?
Yeah, I can see you, but you seem like you are frozen.
Okay, I don't know what happened. Anyway, let me continue. So the second part of the immunity is called quickly from any illness.
就是说第2个关于免疫力的一个，就是说呢，它可以得病之后可以恢复的一个能力。
And the third part of it is called after recovering, our body has to come back to our original power, rejuvenation. That is the third aspect of it.
那第3个方面就是我们生病之后，我们身体的一个恢复跟康复。
Then the next slide, please. So we are going to see the different types of immunity. It is Sahaja, Kalaja, and Yuktikrita.
那我们现在来看一下免疫力的类型。
So Sahaja is something what we inherit from our parents.
那第一个呢 ，Sahaja 就是说我们从我们出生之后，其实从我们这个父母这边继承的。
If somebody is going for a child or wanted to have a child, they must improve their energy level. They must improve, or they have to do some sort of detox and rejuvenation therapy, mental stability, happiness to get a healthy sperm and ovum.
那如果说那个你要怀孕的话， 那你就要提升你的免疫力，要提升你的这个精子跟卵子的它的一个就是能量。
Then the next is Kalaja and Yuktikrita. These are called acquired immunity. What we are acquiring from our life, in our lifespan, what we receive or what we develop in our body by interacting with the external thing or with the food.
那接下来两个的就是我们是这一生从获得的，就是从我们外在的一些条件因素来获得的。
So in this Kalaja is season based on age and time, season, etc. That means as per the season changes, our body react to it, our internal tissues and organs react to it according to the seasonal changes, and it develops some sort of immunity power to face any types of diseases which can happen in that time.
那就第一种的话，就是说我们的一个身体呀、它包括我们的一个身体内的一个组织，还有器官，它都会对这个外界的一个季节等等来有一个反应。那同时呢，我们的身体的就身体也会有开始我们的免疫力也会有这个抵御的作用。
Then the third type of immunity is called Yuktikrita, that is the acquired with proper diet, proper exercise, then immunomodulating medicines and treatment and or immunization. Everything comes under the Yuktikrita type of immunity.
那第三种获得免疫力的话，就是说通过我们适当的饮食和锻炼。
We'll go to the next slide, please. So before we go in detail into the immunity and its different types of immunity and or what all are the factors which influence our immunity, let us see some immunity disorders.
那在我们去看这个免疫力的一些低下的因素啊，包括免疫的类型之前呢，我们先来看一下免疫力失调的一个状况。
We know that there are different types of people around us. You know, to the same infection, maybe in the same family, they react in different way to different situation. It is because of the Ojak Shaya, the immunodeficiency.
它可能这个信号不好。他是讲到了这个不同的人啊，他可能这个免疫力的一个高低都不一样。我们等他一下。那因为他那个没有上线，他刚掉线了，我们等待他一下，他那边掉线了。
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. So we were talking about the Ojakshaya, that is the immunity disorders. What is Ojakshaya means the immunodeficiency, easy to get infections. So some people by nature, they have a low immunity level. So such people are called immunodeficiency people.
那有一些人呢，他天生免疫力就不足，所以我们第一种就叫 Keshaya， 天生免疫力不足的一些人群，他容易被感染。
Then comes Ojo Vyapat. Vyapat means hypersensitivity. That leads to different types of allergy. We know that many people are not compatible with different types of food, and they are not compatible with different types of the climatic changes, or they are not compatible to some sort of dust. They react very fast. Such type of people are called Ojo Vyapat people.
那第二种人呢，他是身体比较容易过敏，他会对不同的气候，包括食物，或者说他对一些粉尘啊，他非常的容易敏感过敏。
The next part is called Ojo Vistramsa. That means autoimmune disorders. That means your body is developing some sort of immunoglobulins which cannot identify which is good cell or bad cell. Your immunity goes mad and it starts attacking your own body, so that the person will be having different complications. That is called Ojo Vistramsa or autoimmune disorders.
就是第三种情况，就是说你的身体自己的免疫力，它没有办法分辨这个细胞好坏，然后它反而去攻击自身，包括攻击自身的一些细胞啊、器官啊，这种叫自动免疫失调。
Next slide. So now we will go to see what causes the immunity problem. So what reduces the immunity?
那下面我们来说一下这个免疫力低下的一些原因。
The first thing is lack of proper nutrition.
第一个就是缺乏营养。
So when we say nutrition, it is not only the food we take, it is the quality of the food and the type of, the timing of the food and the quantity of the food. All these things, make certain results in our immunity.
那就是这样的，我们讲到营养的话，不仅仅说只是这个食物的一个品质怎么样，还有你进食的时间，还有你进食的一个量都有关。
Like the lack of nutrition and improper nutrition, overnutrition is also another problem. When you have some type of food in excess, that can create, that cannot be digested properly, and it can also causes immunity problems.
那就是关于这个营养呢，一个是营养缺乏，那还有一个是营养过剩。就你营养太过剩的话，那很多的营养它没有办法被消化，更好的消化吸收，那它也会影响你的免疫力降低。
We know that many people have getting different types of allergy and skin inflammation or joint inflammation due to the excessive use or improper use of certain protein food.
那有些人呢，他的一个身体啊，他的皮肤啊容易过敏，甚至他的一些关节容易得炎症，他很多的原因都是因为那个没有就是摄取一个适合他的一个食物。
So this accumulation of toxins in the body ends up in developing different types of AMA, or we call the metabolic toxin, that blocks all the tissues and organs, that ends up in immunity deficiency or immunity problem.
就是它那个你身体里过多的一个毒素，这个积累，我们称之为新陈代谢的毒素，它那个聚集在我们的一个身体的组织跟器官里边，然后太多的话，那它就会造成免疫力的一个低下。
Now, the next is the toxin accumulation. I said it due to the improper digestion of the food and also due to many external factors which create some sort of metabolic toxins, and that ends up in the immunity problems, and that develops into different diseases.
那就是第三讲到一个毒素的堆积，就是我们的
having lot of sample, if there is lot of dirt or some sort of garbage existing in any of your house or near to your house, if there is lot of garbages, lot of microbacteria or microorganisms or the disease spreading parasites all live there and ends up in disease. Similarly, in our body, if toxins accumulate, that helps or that results in the easy attack of any microorganism.
那就是你想象一下，如果你家里边住在一个垃圾箱的旁边，那就是你想象一下那个环境就很容易，就是说有一些寄生虫啊，很脏的环境下的你的生活。那同样的，如果你的身体在一个充满毒素的一个内部的环境下，那你是不是也更加容易得免疫力低下，更加容易得病呢？
Then another main thing is the mental stress or pressure. You know, when you are in a stressful situation, your physical and psychological aspects, you know, it works in a different way. It's that it cannot function in a proper way. We call it the physio-psychological impact in our immune system, and that ends up in reducing the immunity power.
那同样第三个就是你如果是一个就是压力，如果你在一个充满压力的一个环境下，你的身心自然也会受到影响，那你的免疫力也会降低。
So another main thing, as we know, most of the repair work of our body is happening when we sleep. So if a person is not sleeping properly, naturally his immunity power goes down.
那我们都知道，我们身体呀，其实都是大部分的时候都是在我们睡眠的时间来进行自我修复的。那如果你的睡眠不是特别好的话，那你自然你的免疫力就会受到影响。
Next slide, please. Then we will see some other reasons or some other people who are, the chances of getting immunity problems. Out of that, the most important people, those who get the immunity problem, are the obese people.
那我们下面来看一下那个免疫力低下的一些人群。第一个就是一个过胖的人群。
We will be wondering what is obesity means. Obesity is not the overweight.
那我们可能会想，什么是过胖？那过胖并不仅仅只是说他的体重，过重了。
We have to calculate it based on the prakriti of the person.
那我们这个呢，要从这个身体的一个体重来说，我们要根据他的体质来做判断。
The other type is highly emaciated, highly lean people, but that also we have to understand based on the prakriti.
同样，那些关于很瘦弱的人的话，我们同样的也要根据他的体质来判断。
So the obesity and emaciated people, we have to analyze based on the prakriti, and if it is highly fluctuated or moved away from this prakriti, then we have to do proper care of that type of people.
那如果说他就是从他的体质来判断他的这个身材的情况，不太跟他的体质不相符的话，那我们就要特别的要注意一下我们的身体了。
Now people are very much health conscious.
So they want to reduce weight. That is something very wrong if a kapha type of person try to reduce his weight more than the limit.
那现在的人他对自己的身材啊特别的看重。那如果说你的体质是土性、咖法性的人的话，那你想要去过度的减肥，这个事情是非常不合适的。
So if we do over stressful, fasting and that sort of thing, controlling the food or doing over exertion, that in general it reduces the immunity power or the health. So don't overdo things. Only based on the prakriti, they have to do these activities.
那就是如果说你是咖法型的体质的人的话，那如果说你过度的一个去节食、断食，或者说呢你过度的运动，那它的一个后果就是你的免疫力也就下降了。所以呢，我们这个还是要根据自己的体重来去管理自己的身材。
Those people who are very lean, they are very much worried about it. They want to, put on weight. But if it is a Vata Prakriti person, it is not that much possible. It is normal for him or her. So there is nothing to worry much about if his lean is a Vata Prakriti person.
那如果有些人呢，他过瘦，那他一直想增重，那对于这个 Vata 型的体质，就风型的人的体质来说，他这个身材很瘦弱是非常正常的，你也不用过于担心说你这个营养不良什么。
Then about anemia. The anemia is the lack of blood or the hemoglobin in our body.
这个贫血它就是一个是你缺乏血，还有就是说你的缺铁造成的。
So in anemic people, what happens? The prana will not flow properly. The oxygen carrying capacity of the blood is less. The nutrition is not properly taking to your system. So that person naturally become weak in immunity.
那就是那个贫血的人来说，就是他的生理能量，他没有更好的在身体的流动，他的那个就是这个血液的含氧量，它也很低，那他的营养就没有办法去输送到他的一个身体的各个器官跟身体各个一个组织跟系统，所以呢，他的能量就很低，贫血。
Then there is something called malnutrition or improper nutrition. That means if you are not eating food as per your prakriti, that is called malnutrition.
那就是这个营养不足呢，指的就是说你没有根据你的体质来正确的饮食，会造成你的营养不足。
For example, if a Vata Prakriti person tries to eat too much of nutritious, heavy food, he cannot digest it. Then it will become toxin in the body. It's a form of malnutrition.
那就是比如说那个风型体质的人，他吃了太多的东西，然后吃了一些这个口味很重的食物，那反而这些食物呢会变成毒素积累在他的体内，这种情况也叫做营养不足。
So along with choosing the food, they have to understand the process or the way they can take the food, how much they can take. All this comes under malnutrition.
那就是说，我们要了解到自己的体质，来根据自己的体质来知道我们是不是这些食物我们可以有能力去消化。
Then comes the unhealthy, mentally weak and stressed people. As we already discussed, that is the physio and psychological and the brain functions. Endocrine all plays a role in maintaining the immunity power.
那这个就是我们刚刚已经提过了，我们的一个
So
精
for
神
a weak and stressed person, for a weak and stressed, mentally weak and stressed person, even a small irritation can make them very much depressed, and that causes immunity problem.
那就是对于一个压力特别大的一个人来说，一件很小的事情就会把他激怒，这个也会造成他免疫力非常低下。
Then comes unhealthy food habits. We said overeating, not eating in proper time, eating too much of polished food which contains lot of chemicals, added flavors. Then lot of the fast food, all these things comes under the unhealthy food habits.
那就是这个关于这个饮食习惯不健康，包括你吃的过多啊，然后没有在一个正确的时候吃东西，吃一些就是有那些防腐剂的食物啊，那些垃圾食物啊、快餐啊等等。
Then comes chronic lifestyle disorders. The people having nowadays a lots of improper lifestyles. The timing of the sleep, the timing of the food, the way they get up from the bed, then the morning routines, daily routines. These things are not happening properly, and that will also affect our immunity.
那就是现在就是讲到一个生活一个方式习惯的问题。那现在的人的话，他的生活就是方式啊都不是特别健康，包括他的每天的睡眠时间呢，也不是很正确，还有他饮食方面也不注意，包括他每天日常的一些这个生活的一个就是一个习惯呢，他都不是特别的健康。
For example, people who sleep up to 8 o'clock in the morning or 7 o'clock in the morning, they have to go to work at 9. Then they get up fast. They go, they sometimes they won't eat properly. They won't go to toilet properly. They keep all the stool and urine inside, and that can cause different types of toxic problems.
那就是有些人他可能9点钟上班，他到7、8点才起床，然后他非常的忙碌、很仓促，他来不及吃早饭，然后他也没有去厕所，那他就很容易在体内积累一些毒素，排不出去。
Then the people with high and low exercise, both is highly dangerous. So those who want to do exercise should do according to their capacity. We call based on the Prakriti.
那就是说，关于运动也是的，关于锻炼的也是的，我们晚点会讲到，它也是跟我们的体质相关。你过度的一个运动跟那个缺乏运动，它都是会造成你的免疫力低下。
Then drug abuse. Nowadays we can see a lots of people are doing self-treatment. They for everything they take medicine. Even for a small, simple problem, they take lot of medicines. That is drug abuse.
那这边的一个药，讲的并不仅仅是毒品，它还是讲到的是说自己用药。就比如说现在很多人，他有一些什么小毛小病，他就自己会去吃药，然后自己就是会吃很多的药。
So the drug abuse includes the overuse of any type of medicine, whether it is modern medicine or Ayurveda medicine or homeo or any type of medicine. If you are using in an inappropriate way or in an excessive way, then it ends up in immunity deficiency or immunity problem.
就是那种用药啊，你如果说你用的就是一个不恰当，或者说你用药过度，那它都会导致免疫力低下。
The best example is the overuse of antibiotic. For a very simple small fever or any inflammation, they take lots of antibiotic, which is unnecessary in most of the cases.
就是说那些我们就使用的一些抗病毒的一个药，抗生素，我们就是只要是我们一有什么发炎呐、感染，我们都会用抗生素，这个对我们的身体的危害是很大的。
So we must understand or we must learn how to use medicines in a proper way.
那我们要学习如何要正确的来用药。
Then another thing is the alcohol.
那下面一个就是讲到我们的一个喝酒。
Alcohol is like nectar or ambrosia if we use it in a proper way, in proper time, by proper people.
那这个喝酒呢，那同样的，如果我们可以正确的来喝，在一个正确的一个时间来喝，那是不太一样的。
So the abuse of alcohol also can be a reason for immunity deficiency.
那如果说你那个饮酒过量的话，你也同样的会造成免疫力低下。
So we have seen the reasons, different reasons for getting immunity problems, whether it is autoimmune disease, or it is immunodeficiency, or it is the rejuvenation capacity. If these three aspects of immunity can be affected with these types of people and these types of reasons.
那我们刚刚就是有讲过的一些这个免疫力不足啊，然后有些容易过敏啊等等的，都是可能是导致一些免疫力低下的原因，包括我们现在讲到一个免疫力低下的一些人群。
Another main reason, nowadays what we are seeing is too much of cleanliness, we can say. That means if we are not exposing ourselves with nature, to the plants, to the animals, or to the nature, to the mud or wind, our body is getting very, very sensitive. We cannot face any such changes in nature.
那现在有些人他过度的有一些洁癖，他不太会让自己在一个自然当中。那我们建议还是要说让自己能够多能够在自然界当中跟植物啊、跟动物啊等等多的连接，然后你的身体的话就更加容易去适应这个变化、外在的变化、气候的变化。
So the acclimatization, we say that like the tree, before we make any furniture, we have to acclimatize with the nature, with the water, with the heat and everything. Similarly, from the childhood, we must expose ourselves in a proper way with the nature around you, with the people around you, so that our body will be properly immunized.
就像一棵树，它也是在自然的环境中才得到生长，它有这个水啊、空气啊，这个自然的阳光、自然的滋养。那作为我们的话，我们生长的环境，我们也要去多跟这个自然做连接，多跟我们的身边的人做连接。那我们也要去与自然连接。
We'll go to the next slide, please. So another most important part in our practical life, we must learn how we can improve our immunity. Most of the people complain, oh, my child is suffering from fever all the time. He is coughing. He is not going to school. These are the problems we are facing every day. What is the solution?
那就是说，很多人他觉得，哎呀，我的小孩啊，他这个身体不舒服啊，他这个咳嗽啦、感冒啦，他没有办法去上学啊。那到底是什么样的原因呢？
No, the improving the immunity is the only solution.
所以呢，就是提升免疫力是唯一的一个方法。
So we must know how we have to work on it, how we can improve our immunity in different levels.
那我们要去了解跟学习该如何从不同的层面来提升我们的免疫力。
So to get a healthy child, we have to start improving the immunity of the men and women before they go for the child. That is the first thing, the genetic.
那就是当你要一个孩子之前呢，然后对一个男的女的来说，他在这个要准备生孩子的之前呢，你一定要提升双方的免疫力。
So a man and woman has to improve their energy level, improving their nutrition level, improving the strength of the tissues, improving the power of the sexual energy. All these things are very much needed before they go for a child to get a healthy child.
就是当他们要男的女的他准备孕一个生命之前呢，他要提升他的免疫力，也就是他要提升他的生命能量，要增强他的营养，还有他的一个身体组织的一个力量，还有包括他的一个性的一个能力。
They have to plan before going for a child. A family should be starting, or a child should born not out of lust. It should be with proper love and care, and also with good mental happiness. So that type of child will be normally genetically healthy with good immunity power.
那就是说，在我们要一个孩子之前呢，我们就是不能说两个人，一个男性女性，他出自一个欲望，那他更多的话，他们双方都要有一些很多的爱、关怀，还有我们的一个心理上、心智上的一个健康，一个愉悦感，他对我们就来哺育下一代，他的一个下一代的一个免疫力，它是非常重要的。
Then the second part is called the nutrition.
第二个营养。
So nutrition is, as we discussed, it is not giving your child some food. Maybe you think that he needs a lot of protein, you need a lot of carbohydrate, he requires a lot of minerals, vitamins. If you give all that, it may not be proper for that child or to that person. So he cannot digest it properly. Then it is an improper nutrition.
那讲到营养上，并不是说这个只是食物啊，就是说你要给这个小孩很多的一个营养，包括要给他很多的蛋白质、矿物质、维生素。那如果这个营养过剩，他反而的话，他没有办法去消化吸收。
So a child who is having some sort of protein allergy, so if you give them some animal proteins especially, it becomes a toxin for that baby or that person, and it reduces immunity.
那如果你给一个小孩很多的一个动物蛋白的话，那他没有办法消化吸收，那反而就会成为毒素，让他的免疫力降低了。
So we must understand what is the compatible food, whether it is animal protein or plant protein, and when you give it, we have to give it in proper time and in proper way.
那就是说，同样的，如果你要给一个小孩一个补充蛋白质的话，你到底要给他补充动物蛋白还是植物蛋白？那你是另外一点还有很重要的话，就是你要知道用什么样的方式给到他，那他更好的吸收，还有什么时间给他吃。
Then the proper exercise.
还有就是一个适量的一个运动。
When we say the exercise, it is important to understand that we should do it in the proper time and in proper way and proper ratio.
同样的一个运动也是在一个正确的时间、正确的一个方式，另外一个正确的一个运动量。
For example, the Vata predominant person, if they do excess of exercise more than the limit, they are not supposed to do excess exercise.
那就是如果一个风险体质的人，他如果运动过度的话，他不应该运动太过度。
They have to do in a very mild to moderate way, in a proper time.
那对于这个风险的人，他的运动要适当、适量，而且要有在一个特定的时间。
So once we analyzed and understood about our Prakriti, the inborn quality, a Vata Prakriti person should do mild to moderate exercise at the time of Kapha.
At the time of Kapha.
Yeah, that is early morning or early evening.
OK， 就是说呢，就对于一个风行的一个体质的人来说，他的运动一定要适量，不能过多，而且他要在一个就是一个从时间上来说，以 Kapha 的时间段，就是清晨和傍晚的时间运动是最好的。
So we have to do an exercise in the proper time, and that helps to improve our immunity.
所以如果你能够在正确的时间来做正确的运动，它就会提升你的免疫力。
The next two things are mainly based on our mental and emotional balancing.
然后下面的话就是在于我们的一个心智，还有一个从我们情绪层面的一个平衡。
So we must develop this optimistic, positive thinking attitude with all aspects.
那我们呢，要让自己能够非常乐观、开朗。
So in Ayurveda, we say that the prayer, importance of prayer and meditation is very much needed for improving our immunity.
那在我们阿育吠陀里边呢，我们就讲到了一个是冥想静心，包括我们的一个唱诵，它对我们的一个心智跟情绪的健康非常重要。
So the prayer, or we call it the mantra, is something which strengthens or improving the mental power. That is called the mantra.
就是说，我们在阿育吠陀里边，我们说的一个唱诵跟祈祷，它能够增强我们心智的一个力量跟能量。
Everyone has to practice certain mantras to improve the immunity.
那我们每个人呢，都需要建议每个人都要唱诵，通过唱诵来提升我们的免疫力。
It will be good if we choose it based on our prakriti.
那当然，如果说我们可以根据我们的体质来选择适合你的唱诵，那是非常好的。
In the coming classes, we will learn some important mantras based on prakriti, which helps to improve your immunity power.
那我们在课程中呢，也会教大家来学习适合不同体质的一些唱诵。
Even if we do all types of nutrition, exercise, then mental strengthness, everything, there is a chance of accumulation of toxins, and that causes immunity problem.
那即使呢，你很注意营养，然后运动等等，但是呢，我们身体里边的所积累的毒素呢，它也会导致你的免疫力低下。
So we have to practice some detoxification and rejuvenation program periodically.
那所以呢，其实阿育吠陀里也建议要进行定期的排毒跟一些这个身体的调理，会让你身体恢复活力。
As a part of our daily routine, we have to, practice certain cleaning process, daily routine, and also based on the change in the season, we have to do certain procedures. All these things we will study, or we will learn in coming class.
那同样的话，就是阿育吠陀里我们也讲到了我们的一个日常生活方面，我们每天要做哪些身体的一个排毒、一个清洁，我们在明天的课程中也会教大家。
Can we go to the next slide, please? So the different types of food, exercise, sleep, herbs, which helps to improve our immunity power, we will see in the following slides.
那
Based
我
on the
们
prakriti.
呢，不同的体质呢，通过不同的方面，通过食物、运动、睡眠跟草药这些方面呢，来提升免疫力，我们会详细的跟大家来讲。
Shall we go to the next slide? So here we will see what all food which helps to improve our immunity, the food which has to be avoided, and also the type of exercise based on the prakriti, and that sleep, the most important aspect of it, and the herbs and medicines, what we have to follow or to use for improving immunity in the following session. I mean, the coming slides.
那
We go
就是
to
说
our
呢，
next slide.
那我们会从这个一个是食物增强免疫力的食物跟那些应该避免的食物这个方面，还有我们的一个运动的一个方面，还有我们就是睡眠，还有我们的一个草药方面。
So here we can see the Vata predominant person, what type of food they have to take.
那我们现在要看一下，对于风型的人，他的饮食上要注意的。
The Vata type of people normally will be having either very low digestive appetite or digestive power, or sometimes it becomes very aggressive. They are very fluctuating by nature.
就是这个 Vata 型的人，他总的来说，他的一个消化能力是相对比较弱的。那有的时候他身体很容易来变动。
So they have to use food in a particular way. That means they have to choose always light food.
那对于他们来说呢，他们要对食物要慎重， 他们要饮食要注意是要尽量以清淡为主。
They need food with more water. It should be like a soup or a porridge.
那他们需要这个比较含水分比较多的食物，比如说汤啊，然后这个就是汤这一类的食物，有水分的。
And they are the people they need little bit of oil because their system is or their bodies and tissues are will be very dry.
那他们也需要就是在食物里边加一些油，因为他们的身体的一个皮肤也好，他们的身体的一个组织，包括他们脏器，他们
But
相对
that
的要干一
oil,
点。
you know, that oil,
这个油
Michelle, can you hear me?
，yes yes yes。
So what I said is the oil we have to choose based on the based on the nature and the capacity of the person.
那我们就是选择油的话，要根据我们这个一个根据这个自然，然后关于这个人的体质来选择。
This oil, we should not fry food in oil for Vata Prakriti.
We should not what fried, right? Not fried.
Fry, yeah.
OK， 那对于那个风险的人的话，我那个油尽量不要去这个就是油炸。
So when you fry it, it becomes more dry and that increases Vata in the body.
如果你这个油就是去油炸的话，它这个就会变得很干，它会对于风险的人来说，它会反而增加你体内的风的能量。
So we have to add oil after cooking on top of the food. You know, after removing from the fire, you have to put some, or you can pour some oil on top. That helps to make that food more soft, more tasty, and easy for a Vata person to digest.
那就是说，我们建议这个油呢是最后等你烹饪完之后再加上去，那这样可以让食物变得更软一点。然后那个另外的话，它可以让Vata 型的它这个食物更容易消化。
We will see some of the Ayurvedic cooking in the coming class.
那我们这个到时候最后一天，我们也会教大家一些烹饪的方法。
So for a Vata Prakriti person, they should not eat food in bulk at one time.
就是对于风型的体质的人要注意，他不要一次吃太多的食物。
Instead of that, they can eat small portion in more frequency.
那既然我建议的话是他可以每天都是多餐，少量多餐。
For example, a Vata Prakriti person can eat a little bit of breakfast at 8 o'clock, then he will feel hungry by 10 or 10:30. Then he can have another small portion. Then by 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock, then maybe by 4 o'clock, then before 6, he can finish his dinner.
那比如说这个Vata型的人，他8点钟吃早饭，那过了2个小时，他又可以再去吃一点。那再过2、3个小时，1到1点2点。他又可以吃一点，然后再过几个小时到4点多，他又可以吃一点，然后之后在睡觉之前又可以吃一点。
So like that, it will be easy for that Vata person to digest and also to assimilate the food.
那对这样的话，对于 Vata 型的人，他就更加容易去消化吸收食物。
So the Vata predominant person should avoid certain type of food like dried, fried, and too much of spicy, salty food.
就是说，对于 Vata 型的人、风型的人，他要避免吃太干的，然后油炸的，然后很辣、很咸的食物。
He or she should avoid all cold things, too much of curd, too much of ice cream or ice water, etc. should be avoided.
那他也要少吃一些避免吃一些很冷的，包括酸奶呀，还有冰淇淋啊、冰水呀。
And don't eat any refrigerated and heavy to digest food.
就是不要吃那些在冰箱里太冻过的，然后很难消化的食物。
Then we go to the next Prakriti people, that is Pitta.
下面看看火型的人。
The Pitta Prakriti people are very, voracious eaters. They can digest food very fast. So they have to eat food in proper quantity, in proper timing.
那就是说，对于火星的人来说呢，他消化吸收的食物非常快，所以他吃饭的时候要按时吃。
Otherwise, if you are not giving food in proper time, in proper quantity, they can develop acidity, and that will affect your immune system.
那如果说你没有说按时吃饭，然后也没有给他很应该需要的量吃，它很容易是说产生胃酸。
So these type of people should eat cooked food without much spices, salt, and not too much of protein.
就是对于火星的人呢，他要吃熟的食物，不要加太多的香料，也不要有太多的那个高蛋白的食物。
And one of the main food which suits for Pitta Prakriti is khichdi, which we will see in the coming class.
就是对于火星的人最适合的一款食物叫 khichdi， 是一款粥，印度的粥。那我们会在最后一天会教大家怎么做，会介绍。
And a little bit of ghee is good for cow's ghee, mainly is good for Pitta type of people. If you add at the end, don't cook in ghee, but add a little bit of ghee in the food before you eat.
那就是说，对于火星的人的一个特别很重要的一个食物，就是叫酥油，叫 ghee。那这个 ghee 是最好是牛的这个酥油。那它的话是最好是不要去加热它，而是说你烹饪完食物之后，最后加一点。
The Pitta type of people must avoid all types of spicy, salty, and sour food.
就是对于火星的人呢，他要尽量避免的一个是太辣、太咸，还有太酸的食物。
So many of the fruits which we eat daily, contains lot of acidic nature. Citrus fruits are not good for Pitta type of people.
那些酸性的水果啊，对火星的人不是特别好。
And alcohol is very much banned or very much bad for Pitta type of people.
那对于火星的人，那个喝酒对他非常不好。
Then comes the Kapha type of people.
然后我们讲到一个卡法型的人。
The Kapha type of people are, they are people who can digest food, but if they eat food, it increases their body weight.
那个对卡法型的人，他非常能够消化食物，但他呢也是很容易变胖。
So they have to choose the food which is low in fat, low in carbohydrate.
就是说呢，他要吃一些这个脂肪含量比较低一点的食物。
And they can digest with the protein food.
他们是很容易去消化那些高蛋白的食物。
They can add some spices to the food because they need spices in the food for improving the digestion and metabolism.
他们可以说在这个食物加一些香料，这个对他们是很需要的，他们能够增加他们的消化能力。
So they have to eat more vegetables.
他们要多吃一些蔬菜。
And they need more fibrous food.
他们要更多的摄取一些高纤维的一些食物。
And animal fat, animal proteins, animal products are not that good for them.
那些动物的脂肪啊、动物肉类啊，其实对他们不是特别的适合。
For Kabha type of people, always barbecue or you can cook directly in the fire. The barbecue food is very, very healthy.
那就是说，他们对于这个土喀玛籍的人呢，那些他可以直接吃这个火上烤的一些食物，比如说那个烧烤啊，对他们来说很好。
So they must avoid all type of fried and also oily and too much of sweet. All this type of food are highly, it is very bad for Kabha type of people.
那些对他来说太油太甜的食物，对他们来说不是特别好。
We'll go to the next slide.
下一页。
So do we need a break, Michelle?
Yeah, yeah. Yes.
Okay. So we can take a 10 minutes break and we will continue.
OK， 我们现在休息10分钟，然后回来再继续。
मोक्षप्रदायिनि मधुचूलवासिनि पङ्कजवासिनि देवसुपूजित सद्गुणवर्षिणि शान्तियुते जय जय हे मधुसूदन कामिनि आदिलक्ष्मि जय पालय माम् ऐकलिकल्मषनाशिनि कामिनि वैदिकरूपिणि वेदमये क्षीरसमुद्भवमङ्गलरूपिणि मन्त्रनिवासिनि मन्त्रनुते मङ्गलदायिनि अम्बुजवासिनि देवगणाश्रितपादयुते जय जय हे मधुसूदन कामिनि लक्ष्मी जय पालय माम् जय वरवर्णिनि वैष्णवि भागवि मन्त्रस्वरूपिणि मन्त्रमये सुरगणपूजित शीघ्रफलप्रद ज्ञानविकासिनि शास्त्रनुते भवभयहारिणि पापविमोचनि साधुजनाश्रितपादयुते जय जय हे मधुसूदन कामिनि धैर्यलक्ष्मि जय पालय माम् जय जय दुर्गतिनाशिनि कामिनि सर्वफलप्रद शास्त्रमये रथगजतुरगपदादिसमानुत परिजनमण्डित लोकनुते हरिहर ब्रह्म सुपूजित सेवित तापनिवारिणि पादयुते जय जय हे मधुसूदन कामिनि श्रीगजलक्ष्मी पालय माम्
其实全是肝脏的问题，因为肝脏它没有办法去分泌了是因为肝脏它过劳了因为原本这个工作就是由肝脏。大部分观察一下，因为医生没有调查。
गुणगणवारिधि लोकहितैषिणि सकलस्वरवरगाननुते सकल सुरासुरदेव मुनीश्वर मानव वन्दित पादयुते जय जय हे मधुसूदन कामिनि सन्तान लक्ष्मि पालय माम् जय कमलासनि सद्गतिदायिनि ज्ञानविकासिनि गानमये अनुदिनमर्चित कुङ्कुमधूसरभूषित वासित वाद्यनुते कनकधर शङ्कर देशिकमान्यपते जय जय हे मधुसूदन कामिनि विजय लक्ष्मी जय पालय माम् प्रणत सुरेश्वरि भारति भार्गवि शोक विनाशिनि रत्नमये मणिमय भूषित कर्ण विभूषण शान्ति समावृत हास्यमुखे नवनिधिदायिनि कलिवलहारिणि काम्यफलप्रद हस्तयुते जय जय हे मधुसूदन कामिनि विद्या लक्ष्मी पालय माम् सुमनसवन्दित सुन्दरि माधवि चन्द्र सहोदरि हेममये मुनिगणवन्दित मोक्षप्रदायिनि मञ्जुळभाषिणि वेदनुते पङ्कजवासिनि देव सुपूजित सत्कुलवर्षिणि शान्तियुते जय जय हे मधुसूदन कामिनि आदिलक्ष्मि जय पालय माम् ऐकलिकल्मषनाशिनि कामिनि वैदिकरूपिणि वेदमये क्षीरसमुद्भव मङ्गलरूपिणि मन्त्रनिवासिनि मन्त्रनुते मङ्गलदायिनि अम्बुजवासिनि देवगणाश्रितपादयुते जय जय हे मधुसूदन कामिनि लक्ष्मी जय पालय माम् जय वरवर्णिनि वैष्णवि भार्गवि मन्त्रस्वरूपिणि मन्त्रमये सुरगणपूजित शीघ्रफलप्रद ज्ञानविकासिनि शास्त्रनुते भवभयहारिणि पापविमोचनि साधुजनाश्रितपादयुते जय जय हे मधुसूदन कामिनि धैर्यलक्ष्मि जय पालय माम् जय जय दुर्गतिनाशिनि कामिनि सर्वफलप्रद शास्त्रमये गजतुरगपदादि समानुत परिजनमण्डित लोकनुते हरिहर ब्रह्म सुपूजित सेवित तापनिवारिणि पादयुते जय जय हे मधुसूदन कामिनि श्रीधर लक्ष्मी पालय माम् ऐकदवाहिनि मोहिनि चक्रिणि नादविवर्धिनि ज्ञानमये गुणगणवारिधि लोकहितैषिणि सकलस्वरवरगाननुते सकल सुरासुरदेव मुनीश्वर मानव वन्दित पादयुते जय जय हे मधुसूदन कामिनि सन्तान लक्ष्मी पालय माम् जय कमलासनि सद्गतिदायिनि ज्ञानविकासिनि गानमये अनुदिनमर्चित कुङ्कुमधूसर भूषित वासित वाद्यनुते कनकधरास्तुति वैभव वन्दित शङ्कर देशिकमान्यपते जय जय हे मधुसूदन कामिनि विजय लक्ष्मी जय पालय माम् सनत सुरेश्वरि भारति भार्गवि शोक विनाशिनि रत्नमयी मणिमय भूषित कर्ण विभूषण शान्ति समावृत हास्यमुखे नवनिधि दायिनि कलिवलहारिणि काम्यफलप्रद हस्तयुते जय जय हे मधुसूदन कामिनि विद्या लक्ष्मी पालय माम् सुमनसवन्दित सुन्दरि माधवि चन्द्र सहोदरि हेममयि मुनिगणवन्दित मोक्षप्रदायिनि मञ्जुळभाषिणि वेदनुते पङ्कजवासिनि देव सुपूजित सद्गुणवर्षिणि शान्तियुते जय जय हे मधुसूदन कामिनि लक्ष्मी जय पालय ऐकलिकल्मषनाशिनि कामिनि वैदिकरूपिणि वेदमये क्षीरसमुद्भव मङ्गलरूपिणि मन्त्रनिवासिनि मन्त्रनुते मङ्गलदायिनि अम्बुजवासिनि देवगणानुत्पादयुते जय जय हे मधुसूदन कामिनि लक्ष्मी जय पालय माम् जय वरवर्णिनि वैष्णवि भागवि मन्त्रस्वरूपिणि मन्त्रमये सुरगणपूजित शीघ्रफलप्रद ज्ञानविकासिनि शास्त्रनुते भवभयहारिणि पापविमोचनि साधुजनाश्रितपादयुते जय जय हे मधुसूदन कामिनि लक्ष्मी जय पालय माम् जय जय दुर्गतिनाशिनि कामिनि सर्वफलप्रद शास्त्रमये रतगज तुरगपदादि समानुत परिजनमण्डित लोकनुते हरिहर ब्रह्म सुपूजित सेवित तापनिवारिणि पादयुते जय जय हे मधुसूदन कामिनि श्रीधर लक्ष्मी पालय माम्
Michelle, can you hear me?
Yes.
Can we start?
Yes. Yes.
So please share the slides.
我们来这个义工来我们的 PPT 来分享一下。
Good. So we have seen what all are the the food habits every person has to follow as per the prakriti of the person. So now we will see some of the food which we can choose as per the prakriti. So how it in general enhances our immunity power based on the prakriti we can choose it. So about the animal products, the milk and ghee, honey, butter, all these things are very useful, especially those who can digest it. For Pitta Prakriti people, this milk, ghee, honey, butter will be very useful.
那就是我们刚刚已经讲到了关于不同体质的人他饮食上要注意的一些部分。那我们现在来讲一下增强免疫力的一个饮食。那我们先看第一类，关于这个牛奶、酥油、蜂蜜跟黄油，它对这个火型的体质的人特别适合。Pitta 型的人。
When we come to the fruits, there are different types of fruits people can choose as per the Prakriti.
那关于水果的话，那不同体质的人他也可以有不同的选择。
So, for example, the Vata type of people can eat fruits, which will be always better to steam it before they eat. Otherwise, it will be.
卡住了。Stuck. Hello, Dr. Manoj.
Michelle, can you hear me?
Now, yeah, I can hear you now. Yes, now it's fine.
1 second. Okay, so we'll continue.
Yeah. So you mentioned about Vata.
Yeah, about the Vata type of people. 1 second. So for the Vata type of people, they should use fruits in a steamed form. Not, it is always better because they have to remove the skin. Those fruits with skin is not good for Vata type of people. So they have to remove the skin, if possible, to steam it so that it will be easy for them to digest and assimilate.
就是说，对于那个 Vata 型的人，就是风型的人，他在这个吃水果的时候要注意要把那个皮剥掉。那另外的话，就是说那个最好呢，有可能的话，他可以把这个水果蒸一下，那这样对他来说是比较容易消化的和吸收的。
The Pitta type of people, they have to, use the fruits which is sweet and sour taste. Sweet and bitter taste fruits like pomegranate.
那就是说，对于火型的人来说，那些水果最好是甜的，或者说有点苦味的水果。那比如说石榴就很适合它。
They have to avoid or reduce all type of citrus fruits, which is very acidic for pitta type of people.
他们要非常避免的是那些酸性的一些水果。
And for kapha type of people, they can normally eat all types of fruits, but not very sweet because that increases kapha in the body.
就是说呢，他们对咖啡型的人，他大部分水果都可以吃，但是要避免太甜的水果。太甜的话，它过甜的话，它会让他身体的咖啡的能量上升。
Then when we choose the cereals, that means the rice, wheat, etc. For vata type of people, always better to use a rice which is easy for them to digest.
那对于谷物的选择来说，对于 Vata 型的人、风型的人来说呢，他就要选那种比较容易消化吸收的一些谷物，米饭什么的。
They have to cook it well, like a porridge, so that it will be easy for them to digest and assimilate.
对他们来说，他们这个谷物的话，一定要煮熟煮烂，比如说粥这样的一些食物，对他的就比较好。
The food like ragi and millets are also okay, but they have to cook it well. Before they use.
那些什么燕麦呀，然后牛奶当然很好，但是它呢一定要是在这个吃之前一定要煮熟煮烂。
For pitta type of people, the wheat is not good because it increases the heat in the body.
那对于这个Pitta 型火型的人，那些全麦的这个谷物对他来说不是特别适合，因为它会增强他身体的火性的能量。
So for them also, rice is a good option.
对他们来说，这个米饭，这些米类的，对他们来说比较好。
For kapha type of people, wheat, ragi, millets are very good.
那对于这个卡法型土型的人的话，那些谷物啊，那个小米啊，这些大麦什么都是对他非常好。
For them, rice is not a good option.
那对于卡法型的人的话，这个米这一类的对他来说不是特别好。
So when we come to the pulses, for example, the vata type of people, they have to choose very selectively. They have to use the pulses because most of them are not easy to digest.
那对于这个豆类来说，这个 Vata 型的人要特别的注意，因为大部分的豆类都不是很容易消化。
So for them, it is always better to make some soup out of it and to take it.
最好他们是可以，就是在煮豆的时候可以用，就是那种汤、豆汤、粥之类的。
For pitta type of people, also they are very heaty by nature. If they use pulses too much, it increases the heat.
那就是说，对于火性的人，同样的，因为他们身体的比较火能量比较高，那如果他吃了太多的豆类的话，那他也会说增加他的身体的一个火的元素。
So for them, green gram or moong dal is the best option, which will not increase too much of body heat.
那对他们来说，这个绿豆还有一种叫 Munda 的一个印度的一个豆，对他们来说比较好，不太会让他们的这个火性能量增加。
For kapha type of people, protein foods are okay.
那对于卡法型的人的话，这个豆类蛋白的它是可以的。
So they can make, the sprouts. They can make any type of pulses. They have to cook it coarsely or even raw. They can eat. They can digest it.
那对他们来说，就是各种豆类的形式，比如说这个生的豆啊，甚至然后豆类，然后甚至豆芽，对他们来说，它都容易消化吸收。
For about the vegetables, for Vata type of people, it is always better to use something which is very light to digest, without skin.
Without skin,
Without
right?
skin, yes.
就是说，对于 Vata 型的人的话，就是他蔬菜来说，也是要尽量以清淡为主，然后把皮要去掉。
because any skinny things, fiber-rich food, not easy for Vata people to digest.
那对于那些就是带皮的，然后那个它那个纤维很高的食物，对于 Vata 型的人比较难消化。
So they can add some spices also to the food so that it helps to improve digestion.
那他们也可以增加一些香料来帮助消化。
So vegetables like papaya, vegetables like what you call the snake gourd, ash gourd, all these pumpkins are okay, good for them if it properly cooked and added with spices and little bit of oil.
那对于那些瓜啊，然后这个南瓜啊之类的，如果它能更好的去煮的时候加一些香料，对他们来说就非常容易消化。
Then for Pitta type of people, avoid all types of citrus vegetables.
Citrus vegetables means
Citrus fruits, citrus, I mean, added with, lemon or orange and that type of citrus added with vinegar or any type of citrus and spicy vegetables.
就是说这个 Pitta 型的人，他在吃蔬菜的时候要注意这个那种比较少那种比较酸个口味的，包括一些香料也好，还是说这个其他的一个口味来说，就不要偏酸的、偏辣的。
And for Kapha type of people, they can have all types of vegetables with lot of fibers are good for them. They can eat in raw also.
那就是对于卡法型的人，他就是要那种多纤维的，包括一些蔬菜，包括一些生的蔬菜，对他来说也是非常好的。
And all types of salads, leafy salads, and that sort of heavy fibrous vegetables are good for Kapha.
那些这个是绿叶蔬菜呀，然后高纤维的蔬菜呀，对这个卡法型的人特别好。
Vata type of people, when they take nuts, if they are taking nuts, they should not eat it dry. They have to soak it in water or in milk at least for 3 or 4 hours before they eat nuts and meat, anything which should not be dry.
那对于坚果来说，对于风型的人、Vata 型的人的话，就建议他要再把这个坚果泡在水里或者牛奶里3到4个小时之后再吃。
Meat like mutton, chicken, all good for Vata type of people if it properly cooked with proper spices, and is better in Ayurveda suggests to eat it in soupy form with soup with water so that it will be good for Vata type of people.
那对于风型体质的人，他如果要吃一些这个肉类的话，比如说羊肉、鸡肉啊，建议他可以煮汤，然后要增加一些香料，对他来说比较好。
Then for Pitta people, nuts and what you call this chicken, mutton, and all protein-rich fatty food are not that good. It creates heat in the body, and it can create a lot of burning sensation, and it can cause immunity problems.
那对于这个火星的人来说，那些肉类对他来说就不是很好，因为它会增强他的火的能量，然后他有一些灼热感，增加他的一个肠胃的灼热感。
So the most common type of immunity problem is allergy, hypersensitivity, then autoimmune disease are very common in Pitta type of people.
那对于火型的人他来说，他就很容易就是过敏，然后或者有一些那个免疫力，他的一个他这个自己身体来攻击自己身体的一个状况。
So when Pitta people choose food, they must be very selective.
那对于火星的人，他选择食物的时候要特别的注意。
They are allergic. They are sensitive to many types of animal and plant food.
那因为他对很多的肉类啊一些食物他都会有过敏。
So for Kapha type of people, meat and other type of heavy food is okay if they can digest, but they must be choosy. It should not be too much fatty or oily.
就是那对于卡法型的人、土型的人，他那个肉类啊，他对他完全没有问题，但他也要注意的话，他不要选择这个脂肪太高，然后太油腻的，吃的太油腻。
Then when you go to the fish, the small fishes are good for all type of people, but it should not be fried. It should be either barbecued or it can be cooked in water or steam.
那这是对于那个鱼来说，那些小的鱼、小鱼类的，它对各种体质都适合。但呢，注意不要说去油炸，那可以烤啊、蒸啊，然后用水煮汤啊，都很好。
But for Pitta type of people, again, they must be careful even with fish because some fishes are very allergic, especially the shellfishes like prawns, then the crabs, like that seafood are mainly allergic to Pitta type of people.
那这个鱼类的话都可以吃，但是就是说对于火型的人要特别注意那些贝类的鱼啊，然后蟹啊什么的要注意，因为它对他来说它比较容易敏感过敏。
So when we choose our diet, we must be very careful according to our prakriti. Not all food is good for all people.
这样，当我们就是饮食的时候要特别注意，因为并不是所有的食物都适合所有的人。
So if you have any doubt about choosing the food according to prakriti, we can have a one-to-one direct consultation in future.
就是如果说你在自己选择食物的时候，包括根据你的体质呢，还你有任何的问题，我们可以在1对1咨询的时候，你可以跟我提出来。
Go to the next slide, please.
到下一页。
We see the different types of food to avoid. We have seen oily, too much oily, spicy, and fried food. As I told you, it reduces the nutrition value and it increases many of the antioxidants. You know, it can create a lot of antioxidants in our body. So avoid too much of oily, spicy, and fried food.
就是我们要尽量避免这些油腻的食物，它对我们的身体其实都不利的。
One of the most common is all types of junk food, you know, with high carbohydrate, carbonated, preserved food, and also added flavors. All this comes under the junk food.
那这个所有的下面的一些高碳水的那个饮料啊，高盐加工食物都算这个垃圾食物这一类。
All types of preserved food, and which contains high fatty omega-6 fatty oils, omega-6 fat, and the corn oil. All these sort of oils are not good for immunity.
那些就是说这个那个一些这个腌制过的食物啊，保存时间很长的食物，包括那个含那个高欧米伽6脂肪的食物，如薏米油、大豆油，这些都对健康不是特别好。
So try to eat as much as fresh, even it is meat or fish or vegetables, whatever it is. Try to eat fresh as much as you can.
就是在你吃这个肉啊，然后鱼这个时候的话，你要让它尽量保持新鲜。
So we must show some. We must encourage people to buy food directly from farmers. This is very, very important.
那我们呢建议的话，大家可以要尽量是直接从这个我们那个农民这边买来直接新鲜的食物，种的菜，是最理想的。
So if you pay a little bit more money to the farmers, they will get more enthusiasm to make good food.
那如果我们可以给我们那个种菜的人呢更多的钱的话，他们可能会更愿意去种菜。
So if you want to improve the health of a society, we must make the farmers happy.
那你想让整个社会能够变得更加健康，那我们要让我们这个种菜的人啊、农民啊更加快乐。
So that is very, very needed for improving our immunity.
那对我们的提升的免疫力非常重要。
So all the processed food, the refrigerated food, preserved food that we get from the supermarkets are very, very old, and they lost all the nutrition in that processing.
那我们就是说，从超市买的一些冷藏的食物、速食啊，它们其实都已经没有营养了，失去了很多的营养。
Most of the the hydrogenated fats, that means like the preserved fat which we get from the supermarkets and from which is added to the preserved food or junk food is very, very bad for our health and immunity.
那些这个垃圾食物对我们的一个健康和免疫力非常不利。
So we must create a culture in our family to eat mostly from our home itself.
那我们就是说，我们要注意说，最好是自己能够在家里边做饭。
So one of my student and my patient from Poland, she was telling me that after studying Ayurveda about the Prakriti and immunity, she completely stopped eating food from outside. She and her family.
他说，就是我有一个波兰的学生，他跟我就是他也是我的一个病人哈，跟我学习了之后呢
And that saved her son's health. One of her son having lot of allergy is much better now after stopping food, the junk food and hydrogenated food and preserved food. She started cooking at home, and that boy is very, very healthy compared to 1 year back.
就是那个他开始自己在家做饭了之后呢，然后他也避免了一些那些应该避免的食物。那他的一个儿子，他已经这样做了1年半了，他的儿子就是现在慢慢的他的过敏的问题得到改善了。
We must educate our children about the difficulties and the danger in having food in this way. Once in a while is okay, but not on a regular basis.
那就是偶尔就是吃一下这些食物可以，但不要经常说去吃这样的食物。
Try to eat as much as fresh food and seasonal food, and also from the region where you live.
就是你要尽量的吃新鲜的食物，然后尽量吃你这个当季的，然后你自己产地的食物。
So we say that for improving the immunity, you have to eat seasonal food and regional food at least 50 to 100 kilometers around your place where you live.
就是说那个你要，就是我们说你要保持健康是最好是建议你要吃时令的当地的食物，最好是离你家是15到20千米的距离范围内。
Of course, we must respect the people who make the food, so try to buy, if possible, directly from farmers and give them good price for what we get.
那我们也要去尊重种菜的人，那要尽可能的去能够给到他们所需要的。
Shall we go to the next slide?
下一页。
So the second important thing, apart from food, the second thing is about our relaxation or rest, sleep. So the sleep, yeah.
除了食物之外，很重要就是关于睡眠了。
So how much time each and every Prakriti have to sleep? This is what we have to see here.
那就是说，我们要看一下不同体质人他需要多少睡眠时间， 这个也非常重要。
We have seen that yesterday when we learned about the Prakriti, Vata people are very superficial sleepers. Their sleep is very sensitive. We are very superficial sleeping people.
那对于瓦塔型的人，他睡眠相对来说是比较浅的，
So they have to sleep a minimum of 8 hours at night.
那他是最少要睡8个小时，
And they can have a nap in the afternoon also, maybe for half an hour.
那最好是下午可以睡一个半个小时的一个午觉。
They need a soft mattress, soft and smooth, a pleasant, warm area to get a good sleep.
他们需要一个比较很柔软啊，然后很舒适温暖的一个环境。
And the most important thing is they must stop using all type of, the equipments like mobile phone or television or computer at least 2 hours before going to sleep.
就他们在这个睡觉之前2个小时要避免使用手机啊，任何电子产品、电脑啊、电视机啊。
And they should sleep early. If possible by 9 o'clock or maximum by 10 o'clock, they should go to sleep.
我提倡瓦塔型的人早睡，要在9、10点钟的话就可以睡觉。
These people have a tendency to see a lot of dreams. So they are very superficial sleeping people. So they have to, take some milk, warm milk, which helps to reduce vata before going to sleep.
那就是说呢，他们呢，瓦塔型的人他容易多梦，所以建议他睡觉之前呢，可以喝点牛奶，让他降低他的身体的瓦塔的一个能量。
The Pitta type of people are very good sleepers. They go to sleep very fast.
那这个皮塔型的人，他就是睡眠其实入睡很快，
And commonly they get very good sleep, but they may have developed the problems of acidity at night.
那他们通常来说睡眠质量还是不错的，但他也有些人他可能晚上他会有一些胃酸的状况。
So this Pitta type of people should finish their food before 6 o'clock.
所以呢，就是皮塔型的人呢，建议在6点之前就可以吃完晚饭。
They should go to sleep with an empty stomach.
他们睡觉之前呢，他们最好是个空腹睡觉。
They need 6 to 7 hours of sleep.
他们需要这个7、8个小时的睡眠时间。
And mostly the Pitta people, if they get acidity, instead of going to sleep in a flat position, better to sleep in a slanting position.
Sleeping in sorry.
Sleeping in a slanting position. That means not straight on the bed. You have to lean on something, so that your backbone will be little bit straight, not fully down flat, little bit, like that slanting position, maybe a 45-degree angle. Head should be little raised, and the abdominal area will be in a slanting position.
就是说他的意思就是说，这个皮塔型的人不要直接躺在床上，就是说你这个胃部跟这个，就是说你还是有点距离的。I don't get it. You should not.
You didn't understand?
You should not lie down directly.
Slanting position means if you lie flat on your back, okay, lying straight on the bed, the acid may come up and it can cause acidity, heartburn and all. To avoid that, you can, like sitting on a chair, maybe an easy chair, with, slanting, your backbone should be a little straight so that the acid will not go back. Acid reflux will not be there if they get acidity.
You mean sleep? They should sleep on the side way or no?
No. Normally, when you sleep, you are lying back straight, right?
Yeah.
Landing position means like sitting on a chair. That means the backbone little up, their head little be higher than the lower portion. So 45-degree angle in the bed, so that you can put some pillow or something behind your back and head, so that like in a hospital.
Okay.
When you go to hospital, they will put you in a backrest.
Okay, I got it. 就是说，对于那个火星的人，他建议睡眠的话，你不要说直接平躺在床上，你可以比如说你在头后面或者说背后面垫一些东西，让你这个腹部啊，就是有点空间，就这样尽量避免它会有一些胀气啊这种胃酸的情况，睡觉的时候。
Is that clear?
Yeah.
Okay. So that type of bed you can organize, that type of what we call position and all will be good for Pitta people to get good sleep.
就是能够让这个火星的人他睡得更好。
Then Kapha type of people, for them it will be always good to have a hard mattress and a warm room, and which is they are very good deep sleepers. They go to sleep, maybe it will take some time, but they go into very deep sleep.
那对于咖啡型的人，他最好是用那种比较硬的硬的床，然后他们那个睡眠的质量是非常好的。他有可能他会花一些时间入睡，但是他一旦入睡，这个睡眠是非常深的。他最好是在一个比较温暖的环境里边。
Is that clear?
Yeah.
Okay. Then we have completed this. We'll go to the next slide.
去下一页现在。
Then we go to the exercises and asanas, which is good for different type of people.
那我们下面讲一下
Next
练
slide,
习。
please.
我们可以讲一下瑜伽。现在下一页。
Okay, so we will see now the different types of asanas good for Vata type of people. So Vata is mainly located below navel in our body. So we have to do some stimulations or some balancing below the navel area.
那就是说，我们这个蛙塔的能量，它主要是在我们肚脐之下，所以呢，我们做这些体式的话，我们要让这个以下的一些部位得到平衡。
So the asanas which helps to calm down or quietening, and which makes the body temperature in normal or to improve little body temperature is good for Vata type of people, the asanas.
那些其实是那个温暖，然后能够让我们身体的温度变得很适度的一个体式，非常适合蛙塔型的体质。
Then the people with Vata predominance should do asanas which helps to stretching the buttocks and pelvis, lower abdomen, etc.
那他这个蛙塔型的体质的人，如果在这个做体式的时候，他要注意要伸展他的一个臀部、骨盆、小腹这些位置。
So you can see some of these asanas, which is very good for Vata people.
那我们可以看到下面有一些体式，我是非常推荐给做一个分型那个体质的一些人的。
So the Uttanasana, that is the forward bending asana, which helps to stimulate the activate the lower abdominal area, which is a seat of Apana Vata.
就是这个站立前屈这个体式，它对于这个能够激活下肢的能量特别好，就是有一个叫这个下行期。
Then the Marma Muktasana, the second one what you can see is called Pavana Muktasana or Apanasana, which is very useful for opening up the excretory organs. So this asana is very, very useful for people with constipation, back pain, etc.
就说它可以说这个下面一个排气是它对于那些有这个便秘问题，还有这个背痛问题的人特别好。
So then you will see the Paschimottanasana. It is a complete complete activation of vata from the lower portion to the upper portion.
它这个可以是半身式，它可以激活这个分形能量，从这个你的下半身到上半身。
But we have to be very cautious, very careful when we do that asana, because vata people have a very dry or very stiff body. If they try to do this without much flexibility, it can create injury. So we must be very careful when they do this particular asana.
就是说，那个对于分型的体质的人特别注意做这个体式的时候，因为他的身体比较干、比较硬一点，所以呢，他没有那么灵活他的身体，所以你要避免受伤。
Then the fourth one is the Dhanurasana, the bow posture, which is useful for opening up your chest region and upper part of your body.
这个公式呢，它会帮助你打开你的胸腔，还有就是你上半身的一个能量。
It opens up your lungs and it is very good for improving the oxygen saturation, the prana saturation in your body.
就是它能够那个打开你的肺部，然后让你的细胞的含氧量增加。
Then the fifth and sixth asanas are good for relaxation. The Vata people are very sensitive, very moving by nature. So those people, if they do this Virasana and Shavasana, which cools down, which calms down the motion or the active nature.
那就是这个英雄座跟这个贪尸式呢，它能够放松你的身体，因为这个 Vata 型的人他非常的一个多变，然后这个有动态的原则，所以这个他需要放松。
So with this, what is very clear is not every asanas or every postures or every exercise are good for everyone. We have to choose according to our capacity, according to our prakriti. We have to choose asanas or pranayama or exercise which is good for our system.
那就是说，因为这个并不是所有的运动跟瑜伽适合每种体质的人，所以根据体式，我们要选择适合自己的运动。
Then we will go to the next group.
那下一页。
So now we'll go to the Pitta group of us people. The Pitta people are very much, acidic by nature. They are very heaty by nature. So they have to avoid all types of asanas or exercise which increasing heat. We call the Pitta in the body.
那就是说，那个披萨型的人，他身体比较热嘛。温度比较高，所以他要避免那些让他自己就是热量上升的那些体式。
And the main seat of Pitta is the umbilical region and also in the upper part of the abdomen.
就是 you mean abdomen region?
Yeah, abdominal region, the liver, pancreas area is the seat of Pitta, main seat of Pitta.
就是说这个一个就是说我们下腹部的位置，包括这个肝脏、脾脏，这个太阳神经丛这个位置。
So the back arch asanas like Ushtrasana, you can see the camel posture, Bhujangasana, also the Dhanurasana is good for activating the Pitta.
那你看一下，就下面这个骆驼式、眼镜蛇式、弓式等，它对是能够激活这个火的能量。
Also the Shavasana, which is good for cooling down the body.
那这个贪尸式呢，它就是非常好的，能够让你的身体能够变得更加的凉爽一点。
Next, as we go to the Kapha Prakriti people.
那我们先看一下卡法的。
So this kapha is mainly, again, we said in the chest region and upper part of the head. So they have to do some asanas and vigorous asanas, which helps to increase which helps to balance the kapha in the body.
那它是主要是在我们胸部这个位置，那它就是说那些 打开胸腔的一些肺部的一些这个体式非常好，能够增加我们卡法的能量。
So the asanas like bridge posture, the Sedu Bandhanasana, Ushtrasana, which opens up the chest region, and the Bhujangasana, which Matsyasana, the fish posture, all helps to opens up the chest region, which is the main seat of Kabha.
那就是那些你看，桥式、骆驼式、眼睛蛇式、鱼式，它能打开胸腔的，它对卡法的土星的体质特别适合。
Then one of the most important asana which Kapha type of people can do is the dynamic asana group sun salutation.
那另外一个非常适合土星的体质的人的话，就是说我们也可以做一个拜日式，但它可以有一个非常强度非常高的一个方式来做拜日式。
So in sun salutation, it is directly connected to the sun, which is the source of energy in earth.
那就是在做拜日式的时候，你直接可以跟太阳能量连接，这个是我们这个生命能量的来源。
It consists of 12 postures, and on each side, 12 on the left side and 12 on the right side. So 24 asanas together called as one sun salutation.
那我们这个拜日式呢，它其实是一共12个动作，是左边12个动作，右边12个动作，加起来一共是24个动作，成为一组。
So if a Kabha Prakriti person performs sun salutation every day, it is very, very useful for improving their immunity.
那如果说那个卡法型土星的人，他每天可以做拜日式的话，他对他的增强免疫力非常有帮助。
Shall we go to the next?
好，下面一页。
Then we go for the breathing pattern or pranayama.
好，那下面我们来讲一下调息法。
Pranayama means expansion or extension of the breath.
这个调息法就是让我们这个呼吸能够不断的扩展。
So the Vata type of people, it is always good to do the alternate nostril breathing, which is called the Nadi Shuddhi Pranayama.
就是 Vata 型的人特别适合的调息法是鼻孔交替式。
So in the coming class, we will learn some of this pranayama, which is useful for different prakriti.
我们就是说我们会学习不同的一个呼吸的方法。
So for Pitta type of people, it is always better to do some cooling pranayama, like Shitali.
对于那个 Pitta 型的人哈，我们最好是能够做一些能够冷却降温的呼吸法，比如说 Shitali。
So cooling pranayama helps to balance the metabolism, and also it reduces the acidity in the acidic nature of our body.
那它可以说那个就是促进你的新陈代谢，然后也可以让你的身体的一个酸性能量、酸性的一个状态能够得到改善。
This Vata and Pitta type of people should avoid all type of fast and or try to reduce the number of fast and that type of heat generating pranayama.
就是那个 Vata 跟 Pitta 型的人要记得，你在做这个调息法的时候，不能做得太快，要避免那些很快速的那些调息法。然后呢，也要你不要这个做的频率也要降低，不能让它的一个能量太高，火星的能量太高。
The Kapha type of people should practice all the hard pranayama, fast pranayama like Bhastrika, Kapalabhati, etc. to activate the prana flow in the body.
就是对于那个卡法土星的人的话，他就是建议要做那些比较强度比较高的、比较快的调息法，比如说像巴氏呼吸、分相呼吸、圣光调息法，它就是特别适合能够激活它能量的流动。
So this helps to opens up the lungs and upper part of the body, upper parts of the respiratory system, so that the detoxification will happen very fast, or it will be very useful.
对于这开发型的人，能够帮助他打开他的肺部、他的呼吸系统，能够得到很好的一个排毒的作用。
Let me go to the next slide, please.
我们到下一页。
Then we will see some of the mudras like Vata. For Vata type of people, they can use this Jnana mudra, Vata Shamaka mudra, etc.
那对于这个对不同的一个体质来说，有它不同适合的一个手印。
For Pitta, Pitta Nashak mudra, and for Kapha, Kapha Nashak mudra.
那对 Pitta 有它适合它的手印，跟 Kapha 有适合它的手印。
We will learn in the following day.
然后我们明天会具体学习这些，那个调息法手印。
We'll go to the next slide.
我们到下一页。
So, as I told you, we have to do some chanting, which helps to improve our mental energy. So, for Vada type of people, is very important to overcome all types of obstructions in life. Mostly, the Vada type of people, they are very moving. They cannot focus on many things. So they will move, their mind is fluctuating. So for that, the best type of mantra is what we are seeing here, is called Om Gam Ganapataye Namah.
就是说，对于这个Vata 型的体质呢，就是这个唱诵，我们刚刚有提到的，对于这个你的那个心智平衡，你心智的一个那个平衡心智啊，情绪层面非常有帮助。对于 Vata 型的人呢，因为他呢就是说经常比较容易就是说变化，然后呢他比他容易去专注啊，那所以说这个跟适合他的一个唱诵就是说能够帮他扫除生命中的很多障碍的一个唱诵。这个叫Om Gang Ganapatiye Namaha，就是一个象声的唱诵。
So this mantra, which helps to stimulate all the obstructions of to remove it, it activates all the hidden energy in our system, in our body, to remove the objections so that you can focus into one subject, which helps to activate your inner immune power, immunity.
就是它能够让你那个去扫除你身体的一些各种的一些障碍，让你就是避免一些干扰，让你可以更加专注去做任何事情，更加专注。
For Pitta type of people, as we discussed, they are very heaty by nature. They are very aggressive by nature. So those type of people should learn, or they have to teach their mind, or they have to make their mind prepared to be connected with all the beings around them. So that is the mantra, which is called Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu.
就是那个 Pitta 型的人，他身体比较那个热啊，然后他相对来说他比较有这个攻击性，然后比较有野心，所以他要学着要跟周围更多人去连接。所以说这个唱诵的话，能够说Lukas Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu， 能够让这个世界上，他祝福这个世界上所有的众生都处于幸福之中，他可以跟更多的人去连接，这样子。
So it remains, especially the Pitta people, to understand or make them understand that we have to work for all the beings, well-being of all the beings around you. Let everyone around us will be in a state of peace and harmony.
就是他这个让这个Pitta的人要能够明白，他要跟这个就是这个世界上所有的人。他能够很好的相处，能够祝福所有的人，都是在这个幸福跟喜乐之中。
Then for Kapha type of people, they are normally very lethargic. They are very, they have a lot of starting trouble. So to give them a push, we have to chant this mantra: Asatoma, Sadgamaya, Tamasoma, Jyotirgamaya, Mrityoma, Amridam Kemaya. This gives them a push, or to start a day or to start a work. They will get a special energy, because the Kabha people always need a lot of motivation, a push to start things.
那因为就是对于这个卡法型人、土星人来说，他是比较懒，或者说他很难开始去做一件事，那他就是需要有一些人去给推他一把，那种力量给他这个鼓励。所以呢，他是说这个唱诵能够让他更好的开始这一天，开始他的工作，能够去有更多的一个那个激励的作用、鼓励的作用。
And it means let us go from darkness to brightness. Let us go from ignorance to the truthfulness. Then we have to elevate ourselves from death to immortality. So this is the meaning of this mantra.
这个的意思就是说，能够让我们从黑暗走向光明，让我们从无知的状态走向我们的一个真理，让我们可以说从死亡走向这个永恒。
So from untruth to the truth, darkness to brightness, death to immortality.
那从我们的无知走向真理，然后从黑暗走向光明，然后从这个死亡走向这个永恒。
So when a Kabha type of person chants this mantra on a daily basis, it activates their energy, and they will be having a lot of power to do their duties and their normal work in a much enthusiastic way.
那如果他开发性的人每天可以唱诵这句唱诵的话，他可以就是能够去激活他的生命能量，他可以去更有力量的去做他的事情。
So once they empowered their mind, it reflects in the immune system and our physical body.
那他如果说他的他从心理层面他得到激励跟激活的话，他自然而然他的免疫力也会得到增强，他会变得更加健康。
In Ayurveda, mantra therapy is one of the most effective way for the treatments of ailments, especially the chronic lifestyle and immunity related problems.
那在阿育吠陀里呢，这个唱诵啊，也是一剂良药，它对治疗一些这种慢性的疾病，或者说提升免疫力，它是非常的一个重要的一个方法。
It is one of the main branch in Ayurveda.
它是一个阿育吠陀的主要的一支吧，一个分支。
So anyone here is interested to chant this mantra, we can have a chant.
如果大家想一起唱诵的话，我们可以一起唱诵一下。
If you are interested, we can chant.
Yeah, we can chant. Yeah, we can. You can start. We can follow you.
Okay. So every person can do all these mantras, but we are focusing based on Prakriti. That's all.
就是说，这些唱诵每个人都可以唱诵，但是我们现在今天是从体质的角度来讲这些唱诵。
So sit straight. When we chant mantra, you have to focus on your breath.
就是我们要坐直，当我们在唱诵的时候，我们注意力要放在我们的呼吸上。
So close your eyes, just observe your breath.
闭上眼睛，只是去觉察到你的呼吸。
Keep your eyes closed.
闭上眼睛。
Feel the air going through your nostrils and it reaches your lungs.
去感觉到这个，就是这个空气从你的鼻子吸进去，一直来到你的肺部。
And from there, it is going to each and every cells of our body.
从你的肺部，它这个空气，它进入你的身体的每一个细胞。
when you chant the mantra, this sound is in the form of a wave, should go to each and every cells of our body, and you should feel that it is transforming all the activities in our cellular level.
当你去唱诵的时候，你感觉到这个震波，它进入到你每个细胞，它激活了你每个细胞，它进入你的身体的系统。
So when you chant, it should be louder so that that vibration you can feel in your system.
当你唱诵的时候，你要大声的唱诵，这样的话，你的这个震波就可以进入你的身体。
We'll chant one by one.
我们一个一个来唱诵。
Om Gam Ganapataye Namah.
Om Gang Ganapataye Namaha， 大家可以跟着他一起唱诵。
We'll chant once again.
再一次。
Om Gam Ganapataye Namah.
Om Gang Ganapataye Namaha.
Om Gam Ganapataye Namah.
Om Gang Ganapataye Namaha.
Then we go for the second mantra.
我们来唱第二个。
Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu.
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 Then for Kalpa people, Asatoma Sadgamaya.
Asatoma Sagamaya.
Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya.
Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya.
Mrityorma Amritam Gamaya.
Mutyuma Amuta Gamaya.
Once again, Asatoma Sadgamaya.
Asatoma Sagamaya.
Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya.
Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya.
Mrityorma Amritam Gamaya.
Matyuma Amatang Gamaya.
Keep the eyes closed.
眼睛保持闭着。
Now when you exhale, feel all the toxic things are going out from your system.
当你呼气的时候，你去感觉到你身体的毒素都已经排出去了。
And you have to visualize that each and every cell in our body is activated.
你要去看到说，我们身体的每个细胞都被激活了。
All the toxins are gone out of our system.
我们的一个毒素已经通过这个唱诵已经被排出了体外。
Every cells are performing to the fullest.
我们每个细胞它都充满活力。
All our immunity power is increasing.
我们的免疫力得到了提升。
The mantra is like a shield which protects you from all types of injuries or infections.
这个我们的唱诵就像一层这个保护膜一样，让你可以免于外界的伤害。
It protects you, it blocks from all the negative energy which may affect your system.
它可以保护你，让你可以能够去不受那些负面能量的一个干扰影响。
So you are in a state of bliss and happiness.
你在一种窒息、一种幸福的之中。
So when you chant this mantra, if possible, every morning or evening after washing your hands and legs.
如果可能的话，每天早上、晚上，在你洗过手跟洗过脚之后去唱诵。
You can sit quietly in the floor or in a chair comfortably.
你可以安静的、舒服的坐在地上或者椅子上。
And after chanting, maybe you can chant it for 10, 15, 20, depends on your time. But we say in Ayurveda, 21 times continuously repeat every mantra.
那你可以选择唱诵10分钟、15分钟、20分钟。我们在阿育吠陀里说，每个唱诵你要唱21遍。
It improves your quality of life tremendously.
它可以让你的生命的质量得到很大的提高。
And it works like a shield and protects you from all types of diseases and infections and even negative energy.
它就是像一层保护膜一样，你就是像在
It
这个
improves the
下，能够让你去避免一些疾病的，或者说一些这个负面的能量的一个影响。
The sound is having a wonderful effect. It is the neuro-linguistic effect, and it activates our brain cells.
那这个声音啊，它是一个非常有力量的东西，它能够就是它通过大脑作用于大脑去影响你这个身体系统。
So the mantra chanting is the best vaccine for improving our health.
它这个唱诵，它是一剂非常好的良药，来提升你的健康。
Good. We'll go to our next slide.
那我们到下一页。
Then, when we go to the different constitution people about the medication, so we can see that the Vata type of people with more watery and oily food will be very good.
那对于那个瓦塔型的人，那些含水分多的，然后有油的那些食物是比较好的。
So the materials like sesame oil, then asparagus, shatavari, ashwagandha will be Vidhania. Ashwagandha is Vidhania somnifera. These type of materials or drugs will be very helpful for Vata people.
那对于这个瓦塔型的人哈，就有一个印度的阿育吠陀药叫 ashwagandha， 就称为印度人参，包括这个芦笋，这些食物都对瓦塔型的人特别好。
For Pitta people, amla, gooseberry, pomegranate like food and drugs, medicines are good.
那就是对于这个披萨型的人，就是石榴啊，包括印度的那些阿姆拉这种水果非常好。
So for Kapha type of people, tulsi, ginger, pepper, like spices are good.
那对于这个卡法型的人，那个像这个罗勒啊，然后生姜啊、胡椒粉这些香料啊、酒精啊，它对它都是很好的。
And alcohol is a good medicine. Remember, alcohol is a good medicine for Kapha type of people.
那对于卡法型的人来说，酒精呢，它其实也是一剂良药。
It helps to opens up the small tissues and channels so that the nutrients can flow easily in Kapha people.
就是它对于这个 kapha 型的人，它能够帮助他打开那些他们身体系统跟一些身体的一些通道。
But we must be careful, don't get addicted to it.
但是我们要注意，不要说饮酒过度、过量。
Good. We'll go to the next slide.
我们到下一页。
So here we have, certain medicines which may be available. There also you can try like Amla tablet, then Amrit tablet, Ashwagandha tablet, Shatavari, Hadithaki, Tulsi Arka. All these things are good for improving the immunity, which you can try if it is available. You can get the details from Michelle, and you can try to buy this online.
就是说，这些药的话是阿依费陀的草药，这些草药的话都是帮助提升免疫力的。
The next slide, please.
下一页。
So the another main thing which helps to improve the immunity is your good actions, or called satvrata, or a behavioral therapy to promote health and happiness in life.
就另外一个提升免疫的，就是你的一个在你的主要的一个是你的一个遵循的一个行为的准则。
One of the best example is if you see an old man, if he is standing when you are traveling in a bus or in a train, so it will be good if you can give him a seat. That is an example for best example for having a good code of conduct.
那就是什么叫这个你遵循一些很好的行为准则呢？就是说，比如说你在车上看到一个老人，然后你就是希望给他一些安慰，让他获得快乐。
So,
这样一些行善。
to improve your immunity, to improve your lifespan, happiness in life, we have to perform at least one thing, one activity every day, selflessly, without any personal motive.
那就是说，让你要提高你的幸福感，就是我建议每天都可以做到随缘行善。
Then the another things, we have to try to speak truth, and we have to do our responsibility in our life, and feel good or be good to the people around you, take care of the nature, and all these types of activities will definitely helps to improve your immunity and happiness in life.
那另外一个就是说，你要做到是可以要在你的生命中要去不断的探索真理，然后也要担负起你的一个职责跟使命，你要去善待身边的人，去热爱这个大自然，保护这个大自然。
So to become a good, healthy, and happy being, and happy mind, a happy mood, or happy culture, a healthy, and we call it a sadvrata, or a good deed, good activity, good thought, good speak. We have to practice all these things from very childhood itself.
那就是说，我们是要能够有这样的一个思维的一个模式，然后我们要可以有这样的一个观念，保持这种行为准则、生活道德，我们要从小就开始培养起来。
Another main thing Ayurveda says to improve your health and immunity is to feed others, give food for others. If you see somebody who is hungry, please give whatever you can.
那另外一个阿育吠陀的讲到的一个原则，就是说我们要可以给别人食物。如果你看到别人饿的话，你就要去让他可以给他一些食物，分享给他一些食物。
So the food is the basic of all the life in earth. If you give food, if others be happy with it, it will definitely gives you protection.
那如果说你可以分享食物，食物是这个最基本的。那如果你可以给出食物，然后你可以让别人得到快乐，然后这也会加持到你自己。
So it is not giving party to to some of your friends for a birthday. It is not giving food. That is actually not good. If you do that partying, you have to give food to the needy person, those who are hungry. So those who want food, you can give them.
就是并不是说你去一些活动上啊，或者说那个聚会上给大家食物，而是说你要去给那些需要食物的人，比如说那些饥饿的人、挨饿的人。
It is not only with the food. It can be with sometimes a child who is having not enough money for education. So give some money for education or give them some books. So that is also a form of good contact, which helps you to improve your immunity.
那包括并不是说只是食物，比如说有些小孩他没有就是没有钱去读书啊，你可以资助他，你也可以给他送给他一些书本啊，这些其实也是可以帮助你提升免疫力的一个方法。
Also, the nature around you should be protected. That is your responsibility. Without the nature, you cannot survive. So do every possible thing to protect the nature around you.
那另外的话就是我们要保护自然，然后这个保护自然也是非常重要的一部分。
So these are the basic routines which we have to practice to improve our health and happiness.
那这个就是非常重要的一个我们平时要遵守的一个生活的一个原则、行为的方式。
And it is called Achara Rasayana, deeds to improve immunity. That is the meaning.
这个也是一些行为模式啊，生活道德层面来说，来提升你的免疫力的。
So if you want to be healthy and happy, we have to balance our physical, mental, emotional, and behavioral nature so that we can be a better person in this world.
那当然，如果你要保持健康，变得有幸福感的话，你要从各个层面，身体啊，然后你的一个各个层面，心智啊，情绪啊，理智啊，包括你的行为层面，各个层面你都要能够去提升。
So with this, I would like to thank you for careful listening and be in our class for this immunity program.
那我就是非常感谢大家今天可以来听我们这堂关于免疫力主题的课程。
If you have any doubts or anything, if you didn't understand, please write to Michelle, or you can put it in the, you can ask this question so that we will be able to clear it in the last class for question and answer session, or we can do a one-to-one personal consultation.
就是说，如果大家有问题的话，你可以就是在群里边提出来，因为我们可以接龙说，我们星期一还有这个答疑的环节，还有就是说很多人还有1对1可以咨询的机会，那我们都可以去解答你的问题。
So with this, I would like to conclude our program today with the closing prayer.
那今天呢，我们就是最后呢，我们用一个唱诵来结束今天的课程。
Keep the eyes closed, sit straight.
闭上眼睛，脊椎保持挺直。
कायेन वाचा मनसेन्द्रियैर्वा बुद्ध्यात्मना वा प्रकृतैर्स्वभावात् करोमि यत् यत् सकलं परस्मै नारायणायेति समर्पयामि. शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः. Hari Om Tat Sat. Rub your hands and massage your head, neck, chest, back, and the whole body, which helps to energize your system.
按摩你的脸，然后头部，整个身体就是去给你的身体增加能量，去激活它。
So thank you very much. We will see tomorrow morning, and looking forward to see you all soon. Thank you and good night.
很高兴明天早上我们9点开始课程。然后那个 Lotus，对，Manoj, could you leave for a while? Because Lotus he has some question to ask you. 这个 Lotus 你留一下，你妈妈的一些问题可以咨询他一下，好吗？其他人可以先退，然后他那个母亲有一些健康问题，那个 Lotus 你留一下吧，就你妈妈的一个问题可以问他一下。Manoj, could you stay here?
Michelle, you sent me something.
Could you stay here for a while? And Lotus has some question for her mother about her breast.
Okay.
Breast. She has some question to ask you.
Okay. I'm fine.
Yeah，就是其他人可以那个先这个离开了，因为有一个他的妈妈有些那个健康的问题，他需要问一下。
Yeah, please ask.
Lotus 你可以那个解除静音哈，其他人可以先那个先可以这个离开。
Shall I send another Zoom link?
Send another Zoom link. Maybe. 等一下啊，那个。
Pardon?
OK。那大家可以就是可以先那个离开一下，因为我们可能有一个一个咨询，还要问一下一些问题，就其他同学可以先那个离开了哈。Yeah, maybe you can send me.
Okay, I will end this meeting and I will send a new link. Okay.
OK, sure.